Good afternoon, everybody. I know that several people are putting this out, and I am just going to add my video also because more than likely they will be taken down. And I have already sent a video that Chelsea had put on her channel. I've already tried to send it to people, and it's already been taken down. So there were some doctors who, brave souls they are. I will say they are courageous, and I'm so thankful for them. We need to pray for them, for their protection, and that the word will get out. They stood before the Supreme Court building, and I mean, they were just right out there, and they're talking about the fact that fear is what is crippling us as a nation. We're believing, and basically I'm just going to say we're believing a lie. And Hitler said, or one of his propaganda, maybe it was his propaganda guy, Goebbels, but he basically said that if you tell people a lie long enough and loud enough, they will believe it. And that was absolutely true in what happened in Germany back in the 30s and 40s. And the people who tried to address the issue or speak out, I mean, he eliminated them. And this is what's happening in our country right now. There are people that are trying to get the truth out about what's going on, and they're being shut down, which we have seen this happen. And everybody's in on it. All the social media platforms, everybody's in on it. And so we need to pray that the Lord in his omnipotence will get the truth out, because we are being fed a lie. First of all, these doctors, they were talking about that the main thing that would keep schools, that the biggest obstacle that they had of having schools open was not science. It was the unions who want money, and they will do anything, and they're just following lockstep. I was a teacher way back when, and I was a teacher in Oklahoma, and I did not join the different education associations, whether it was the local one, whether you couldn't just join one and not the other. And at that time, this is way back in the 80s, I would not be a part of it because of their agenda. They are part of it just as much, and I know some of you are teachers and you're believers, and you might be a member of the OEA or the TEA or the NEA or whatever, but I'm urging you to get out. I mean, just take a stand, because they are just part of the whole, they're part of it. But anyway, he said that was the biggest obstacle. The next thing, the Nigerian doctor came up, and I was a kid in Nigeria, and I will just tell you that when you live overseas, you may take something that's preventative for malaria, but we would get malaria sometimes. Okay? Well, that was just the way it was. And we would always take chloroquine. I hated the medicine. It's very bitter. It's awful. Ugh. But it does the job. And the hydroxychloroquine is another form of it, but it's the same medicine. And it has been used forever. And anyway, this Nigerian doctor, bless her heart, I mean, she was on fire. She was saying it the way it was. She addressed the doctors that were, the fake, following fake science. And she was saying, I've used this. when was the last time you treated a COVID patient? She's treated over 300. None of them have died. They come to her office scared to death, and she just treats them. She and her staff, they also, for prevention, take the hydroxychloroquine, and no one has gotten sick. We are purposefully being kept from the truth on this. They want people to die, and they want people to be scared. And this whole thing with a mask, we know is based on a lie. And this is one thing that really bothers me with churches that require masks, because they are perpetuating the lie and the fear in people. And none of these doctors are up there were wearing masks. They were saying the schools should be open. They were for helping people. And this has just been locked away. They don't want us to hear it. The other thing that the doctor, she was adamant. She didn't care. She knew she'd already been threatened. She knew that she was, she didn't care if whatever they did to her. She was going to speak the truth, and she was on fire. She was on fire, and I didn't hear all the other doctors speak, but they were courageous. And first, we need to pray for them. We don't know all their names, but the Lord does, and we need to pray that the public will see the truth. One thing that the Nigerian doctor said, which I think she's right on, she told doctors that if you're watching your patients die and you are basically following whatever you're being told, that you are no better. You are just like the Germans in the 30s when they would just watch the Jews being led away because they didn't say anything and they knew the truth. I saw a lady in Sweden. She was calling out for help. She says, we in Sweden, and this is a different video, but she was asking for help from other countries, from people in other countries, because she says they are killing us. There's a genocide going on where they are instructed, when people come in sick, they're instructed not to give them oxygen or not to do certain things for them. And she had a lot of more details on it, and I know she was sticking her neck out too. But this really is diabolical. It is a fight of life and death. It really is. And I know that the times we're living in, this is all set up. But we as believers we've got to know what's going on, and we need to do our best to get the word out of what the truth is, because who would have thought? I guess for me, I would have never thought that this would be the means to introduce the Antichrist system. Who would have thought a virus? But it plays on people's fears. It plays on people's ignorance. They're not scientists necessarily. And the ones who are speaking out, and early on they were, but they were being shut down. Virologists were being shut down. This Nigerian doctor is especially in viruses too. And so she knows what she's talking about. So I just want to get that out. I don't know what will happen to this video either, but we need to pray for wisdom. We need to pray for discernment. And we need to pray that these things will be exposed for the sake of those that are so blinded and really don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. And I'm sure there'll be some other people that'll be talking about this too. Blessings.